Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a monster bass bag. So the vote is in, and so we have the baits that are going in the bag for the giveaway. We have the Thunderhawk grenade, 2 3/4 inches long, and then some power bait crazy leg chigger crawls, and I also put some stickers in there as well. Then y'all voted on the boar hogs from Z-Man. And then y'all voted on the Yozuri jerkbait. And then I went ahead and threw the Bruiser Death Rattle in for y'all, just for another one. I noticed like a lot of people picked the soft plastics this time, and so I just added a lipless in there. I noticed like 2 or 3 people commented lipless, so I just felt like throwing one in there. So anyways, just wanted to thank y'all for watching and liking, subscribing, and all that good stuff. So anyways, let's get into this month's bag and see what we got. And like I said, all you gotta do is at the end of the video or whenever, comment, like, subscribe, and pick whatever 2 baits that you would like to see go into the bag. And once the bag gets pretty full, we'll do another giveaway, and I'm gonna keep on doing these things until y'all get tired of seeing them or whatever. So anyways, like I said, I really appreciate everybody watching and all that good stuff. So first up, we got this Monsterbass sticker. I really like that one. I might even put that on my truck. I like that one. Make bass fishing great again. It's got some kind of app you can download. And then you got the book. This is the June bag. I have not received the July bag yet. So, anyways, with that being said, we will do this, and like I said, whatever bait y'all see that y'all like, this time you'll get to pick 2 baits, and pick whatever 2 baits y'all think y'all want in the bag this month, and whatever ones get the most votes is what goes in there. First off, we're just going to start off with this. This is the Berkeley Trilene XL smooth casting low vis green, and 6 pounds, and you get 330 yards of it. So that's a mono. That's pretty nice. You get a big spool of it. I mean, it ain't no little half spool or anything like that, so that's really nice. First up, we have some Bass Mooch bait, shooter worm in methylate, tournament winning bait, and if I'm not mistaken, I think This is the brand made by Hank Cherry, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I might have, or I don't know. I could be wrong about that. But anyways, pretty thick worm. But I do like the tail on the end of it. So it looks like that tail is going to have some pretty good action. And like I said, that is a pretty good version of the methylate. I don't normally use methylate this late in the year. Normally I use it early in the year. But that's just me. You get 2, 4, 6, 7 worms. So that one's from Bass Mooch. Next up, we have one from Vicious Fishing. This is called the 4-inch Candy Crawl. And the color is black and blue. And you get 7 of them. So let's check these out. And I believe these are a new, I don't even think these are released yet, and they're not supposed to be released until next year, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, they kind of remind me of another crawl. They are hollow. They do have a little hole right there, so you can put you a rattle in there. But it does make like little bubbles there. I do know that. But this crawl looked kind of familiar. I want to say it looks like the X-Zone Muscleback. I could be wrong, but y'all comment and let me know. But to me, that kind of looks like the X-Zone Muscleback. If not, it's really close to it. But, you know, that's not surprising these days. Everybody's, you know, copying everybody's bait design, and, you know, it is what it is. So that's all the soft baits for this month. Next up, this is another, I think, new bait that hasn't been put out yet. This is the Bait Lab. I think they called it the Heavy Hitter. Yeah, the Heavy Hitter. And it's in bone chartreuse. And it's 100 millimeter. And this is basically like your Zura Spook. But from what I've heard is it's got a real loud knocker in it. Oh yeah. So you can hear that. So, but as far as the bait, it looks really nice. Real nice and shiny. It's got that chartreuse on there. I like the black around the eyes. Got real nice, sharp, sticky hooks. It's got the split ring on the front, which is always good. But yeah, I mean, that's a really good looking, solid bait. And I like the size of it. It reminds me of the Boyo from Head. Yeah, that's about the same size as the Boyo. The Boyo might be a 90, but anyways, close enough to it. And the Boyo is one of my favorite. So anyways, there's that. Nice looking bait. Next, this one right here, I'm gonna keep. And the reason I'm going to keep is the last time it came out, I gave it away and never got to try it. So this one's going to be off limits. This one is the Mad Max. And the reason I'm going to keep it is I've heard a lot of good things about it. I've heard it's a really good popper and it works really well. And so I want to try it out for myself. I want to see what all the fuss about. And this one is in Sexy Cracks. And it weighs 1/3 of an ounce and is 2.5 inches long. So whenever you're picking your choices, this one is off limits. Normally I don't do that, but this one I really want to try, because like I said, the last one I gave away and I didn't try it, and I've heard nothing but good things about it. But anyways, check out the paint job. Really good looking paint job. Got a whole bunch of little crackles in it, and got the feathery tail with the red hooks. Rick and his red hooks, he likes some red hooks, which I don't mind. I mean, it gives them a place to target in on and all that good stuff. But me, I'd just rather have regular hooks on there. But anyways, that's the Mad Max. But so anyways, that one will be off limits. I've been wanting to try it out. Next up is the product testing lure. This one is a 60mm popping frog. And anyways, so yeah, it's a popping frog. Let's get this bad boy out and look at it. I've heard this one's supposed to be a really good frog too. It kind of reminds me of the Spro, of a Spro frog. Like I said, that's some really long tail or legs or skirting, whatever you want to call it. I would cut a lot of that off. But it feels real nice and soft. The hooks are definitely sharp. They're right even with the body. You might want to pull them up a little bit. But I do like the fact that they put the little thing to seal the hole off, so that's nice. So it's not going to take nearly as much water in, if any at all. But really nice looking frog. So anyways, if you like frogs like I do, you'll probably like that one. There ain't nothing wrong with that. That looks like a really good designed frog. Like I said, I don't know where the testing stuff comes from. I don't know if different companies just like send it out to them and ask them to test it, and you scan the little barcode on the back, and you send them your feedback, which I think is really cool, because I mean, I've seen some pretty cool baits so far. So anyways, you got your little frog, and like I said, if you just scan that, it takes you to a little website, and you just basically put your little input in. Now, this is a bait that I do have, and I've been really impressed with it. there are a lot of brands, and I mean, nowadays it's hard to find one that you really just can't be impressed with. But we did just put one in the bag, but that's up to y'all. But this is a new one from Arc, and it's their jerk bait. It has the transfer casting, you know, the transfer system with the magnets and all that good stuff. This one is in a natural shed, but Arc, I've liked Arc since Arc come out. I've been a big fan of their stuff since they come out, but that's just me. I think they make really good products, and they work really well. But anyways, like I said, that's up to you. As you can see, there's a lot of shimmer going on in there. There's like some like glitter in there, and if you look probably close enough, you can probably see the little weights and stuff in there. There's 3 BBs in there, and like I said, it's a jerk bait. We just put one in there, but if y'all want to fill it up with jerk bait, y'all can do that. Like I said, that's all up on y'all. I tell you what, on the Mad Max, I'm not going to take that away from y'all. I don't like doing that. So, Mad Max is back in there. If y'all choose that, y'all choose it. I'm not going to do that. Like I said, if I want one, I'll go on there and buy one if I'm that desperate about it. So anyways, that is this month's bag for June. So, like I said, just pick out 2 baits that you want, and whatever one gets voted on the most, that's what we will put in the bag. And anyways, I appreciate y'all watching, and I will see y'all on the next one.